Princess Leonor and Prince Christian's cinematic royal engagement trailer. Imagine a kingdom preparing for another ordinary day, palaces rising proudly against the morning light, traditions stretching back for centuries. Now picture this: the heir to the Spanish throne, Princess Leonor, steps into the frame of destiny. She was meant to serve, to rule, to embody duty. But what if I told you her story has taken an unimaginable turn? Because here is the truth: the future Queen of Spain has found love, and that love belongs to Denmark's Prince Christian. Yes, they are engaged. But this isn't just an engagement. It's a revelation that will transform monarchies, families, and history itself. The scene begins with Leonor. Raised in the spotlight, every gesture weighed against the responsibility of her crown. Since her birth, Spain has watched her grow into a woman who carries both her father's strength and her mother's grace. But behind the royal veil, she is also a young woman yearning for something more than duty, yearning for connection. Enter Christian, the Danish heir, equally watched, equally groomed for leadership. His childhood shaped by the quiet expectation that one day, he will inherit Denmark's centuries-old throne. Yet, within him beats a heart not for titles, but for truth, for loyalty, for love. And together, fate brought them into each other's path. Their story unfolded in whispers. A glance across a banquet table, a conversation tucked behind protocol, a laugh shared where cameras could not reach. At first, it seemed impossible, two heirs from different nations, separated by tradition. But the spark was undeniable. And with each meeting, each letter, each moment stolen from the strict gaze of royal life, they built something unshakable. And then came the moment that changes everything. Christian, not in a palace, not surrounded by jewels or formality, but under the sky, by the quiet waters of Denmark, turned to Leonor, not as princess, not as future queen, but as the woman he loved. He asked her the question that would bind them forever. And her answer was simple. Yes. This trailer is more than romance, it's a vision of what comes next. Because the engagement is not just personal. It is political. Two thrones. Two nations. Two crowns bound by one love story. The world asks, what happens if Spain's queen marries Denmark's king in waiting? Does this union create a bond stronger than history, or ignite tensions long buried? The trailer flashes forward, scenes of opulent palaces preparing, of families sitting in candlelit rooms whispering debates, of advisors warning of risks. Queen Letitia's protective gaze. King Philippe's quiet calculation. Queen Margrethe of Denmark considering what this means for her kingdom's legacy. Because behind the beauty of this engagement lies the tension of dynasties. But then, we cut back to Leonor and Christian. In private, they are simply two people in love. No titles, no duties. Just laughter, just promises, just dreams of a life they will build together. This is the heartbeat of the story, the truth that love, even inside palaces, even across borders, still dares to bloom. As the trailer deepens, we see Leonor's journey, her military training, her studies, her public speeches, interwoven with moments of secret letters, glances exchanged, hands held beneath the shadows of expectation. Every image a reminder, she is both a queen in waiting and a woman in love. And then, the wedding. The trailer teases what the world cannot stop imagining. The gown. The aisle. The vows that will not just unite two hearts, but two nations. Cameras flashing, bells ringing, crowds roaring in Madrid and Copenhagen. A wedding that could be the most watched event of a generation. But beneath the spectacle lies the question: can this marriage survive the storm of history? Because history tells us that royal marriages are never simple. They can unify empires or divide them. They can inspire nations or bring them to conflict. Leonor and Christian's love story is beautiful, but it is also dangerous. Will Spain's people accept their queen sharing her destiny with another throne? Will Denmark's citizens embrace a queen who belongs equally to another nation? These are not just romantic questions. They are constitutional ones. And the trailer dares us to ask, what is stronger, love or tradition? We return to Leonor's voice. Imagine her whispering, "For the first time in my life, I chose not for the crown, but for myself." It's a confession that pierces through centuries of royal duty. It is not weakness, it is courage. And in that courage, we find the soul of this trailer. The cinematic arc swells with emotion. Violins rise. The screen flashes with moments, crowds outside the palace waving flags, whispers of scandal in the press, critics declaring this union too risky, while others celebrate it as the most romantic story of modern monarchy. Supporters hail it as the dawn of a new era, one where queens and kings are not just rulers, but human beings allowed to love. Every question leads to another. What will their life look like after the vows? Will they live in Spain or Denmark? Will their children inherit two crowns or be forced to choose one? And will history remember their marriage as the spark of a new royal alliance, or as the moment monarchy itself changed forever? The pacing slows. We return to intimacy. Leonor and Christian, walking hand in hand through palace gardens, speaking softly. In their eyes is not politics. In their hearts is not duty. In that moment, all there is, love. That is the truth this trailer leaves us with. Not crowns, not nations, not history. Love. And yet, as the final frame fades, the crown symbols of Spain and Denmark appear side by side, glowing, merging. The music stops, replaced by Leonor's answer, spoken once more. Yes. That word echoes, not just in their hearts, but in the corridors of palaces, in the voices of nations, in the pages of history. This is not just a love story. This is not just a wedding. This is the cinematic royal engagement of Princess Leonor and Prince Christian. A story that reminds us that even inside the most guarded walls, the human heart is still free to choose.